Welcome back to Fun Valley, everybody. It's a decisive game number 3 between the Hutchinson Blue Dragons and Kansas City, Kansas Blue Devils. It's game number 3 of the Region 6 District E tournament. And one of 3 series that we know of that are going the distance. Shockingly, one of them is Highland. Fort Scott won 5-4 in game 2 to force a game 3, but that's up in Northeast Kansas right now. The Dragons need to recover from an 8-1 loss in game 2 after winning the first game by the score of 6-1. So the Dragons will return DJ Cannon to the circle, and Megan Mason will go to the circle for KCK. She'll be the third different pitcher used by Casey Tillery in this game. Let's get to the starting lineups for this decisive game number 3. First for the Blue Devils, now 23 and 21 overall. Kaylin Stratton will lead it off and play left field. Batting second will be the center fielder, Hannah Bishop. One of the best hitters in the country, and Allison Kasick bats third. She's the designated player. Michaela Huffert is the cleanup hitter, and she plays first base. Catherine Stringer is at third base. She bats fifth. Batting sixth is the shortstop, Candace Jennings. Batting seventh will be the catcher, Amy Green-Wilson. Samantha Sudak bats eighth and plays second base, and Letitia Thomas bats ninth and plays right field. Megan Mason, with a record of 0-3, gets the start for the Blue Devils in the decisive third game. So for Casey Tillery's Blue Devils, it's Stratton, Bishop, Kasick, Hoffert, Stringer, Jennings, Wilson, Sudak, Thomas, and Megan Mason in the circle. For the Blue Dragons, it's their usual lineup. Ashton Reynolds leads it off and plays center field. Izzy Godinez bats second and plays shortstop. DJ Cannon back in the circle. She bats third. She's the pitcher. Tori Carruthers bats fourth in left field. Batting fifth will be the third baseman, Cameron Pope. Batting sixth is the catcher, Lexi Eisenbart. Batting seventh is the second baseman, Shayla DeGarmo. Batting eighth will be the right fielder, Hannah Danielson. Molly Stevenson bats ninth and plays first base. So for the Dragons and head coach Jamie Rose, now 28 and 15, it's Reynolds, Godinez, Cannon, Carruthers, Pope, Eisenbart, DeGarmo, Danielson, Stevenson. It is getting chillier here. Mostly cloudy skies. The sun broke through for a while, but no chance of rain as we get get set for the umpires meeting. Neosho County has swept Heston. We have not gotten a score from game number 2 into Labette. Labette won the first game 6-5. Those are District E games. County got the bye. Johnson County swept Coffeyville 8-0, 6-0. Allen and Cloud are currently in a game number 3. Cloud won the first game 11-9 in 8 innings, lost 6-2 in the second game. And in game number 3, at last check, it was 1-0 Cloud in the top of the fourth. And the shocker of the day, Fort Scott forced the game number 3 with Highland, losing the first game 13-0, winning the second game 5-4. So the wind's starting to kick up a little bit. Imagine that wind at Fun Valley. We've never heard that before. So the Dragons in a one-game series to go to Topeka. And we're going to take a quick break and be back with that game number 3 right after this. Welcome back to Fun Valley. Steve Carpenter with you as we get set for a one-game winner-take-all Game 3. Dragons getting set to take the field. Earlier today in Hutchinson's 6-1 victory over Kansas City, DJ Cannon went the distance, struck out 8, allowed 2 hits and just 1 earned run, gave up a couple of doubles. But she was magnificent. She carried a no-hitter into the 6th inning. Cannon will be making her 21st start, her 28th overall appearance, 15-8 in her freshman campaign as the Dragons get set to take the field, and here they come. Cannon will once again face 3 consecutive lefties out of the KCK top of the order. Crowd has diminished. That's unfortunate. Maybe people still getting food back in the concession stand. 4 games going on simultaneously here at Fun Valley. 2 Nickerson softball games. Hutch High is playing Newton, and of course the Blue Dragons here. KCK came into the series hitting .398 as a team through the first 2 games of the series. The Blue Devils are hitting .269. Hutchinson's out hit them 15-14 and outscored the Blue Devils 9-7. But we are 1-1 as we begin this decisive 3rd game. So once again, welcome to all the Blue Dragon fans and the KCK fans joining us on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. My pleasure, Steve Carpenter here to bring it to you. And we're going to get started about 8 minutes early. So here we go. Jalen Stratton to face DJ Cannon. And the first pitch of Game 3 is taken low and in, ball 1. A wind in the pitch. Slice foul. Jalen Stratton 3 for 7 in the first 2 games, scored a couple of runs. The pitch. Rise ball upstairs, 2-1. Cannon 125 in the 3rd innings pitch. He's now allowed 100 hits, 58 runs, 43 earned, 174 strikeouts, 62 walks, and opponents being 216 against. Ground ball fielded by Godinez at short. Quick throw and out by half a step, and that's how game number 3 begins. 1 out for center fielder Hannah Bishop. Bishop in the first 2 games, 3 for 7 with a double, 2 runs scored. She's also driven in a run. Wagging that bat like she has all day long. The wind in the pitch. Right down the chute for strike 1. DJ did not allow a hit until the 6th inning and faced the minimum through 5. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch up in the zone, and it's 0-2. Cannon also fielded her position flawlessly. 3 assists, and she started a inning double play with a snag of a liner. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 2 away. First strikeout for Cannon, and now that'll bring up designated player Allison Kasich. Kasich started making her presence felt after going 0 for 4 to start the series. RBI singles in her last 2 at bats. 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs in game 2. Hits 1 through the left side hole for a base hit. She was .500 coming into the afternoon. That's a 2-out single for Kasich. That'll bring up Michaela Hoffert. Hoffert 0 for 3 in the just completed game. 0 for 6 in the series. Cannon's pitch. Screwball outside, ball 1. Cannon, a fastball, screwball, rise ball pitcher. She's become better throwing inside to right-handed hitters. Hoffer way up on the plate. The pitch. Slice foul. Going after my photographer, Joel Powers, over there. If it would have hit him, he's insured. Here's the 1-1. Changeup misses high, 2-1. Cannon's 2-1 pitch, misses low, 3-1. Catherine Stringer would be next. Cannon got Stratton and Bishop out, and Hofford singled, now 3-1 to Stringer, and it's ball 4, 2 on with 2 out.
Third baseman, number 8, Catherine Stringer.
Here's Catherine Stringer. Stringer 0 for 6 in the series. She's put the ball in play all 6 times. Cannon into the wind. Strike called. Game number 1 versus DJ Cannon. Stringer was 0 for 2. Wind in the pitch, misses upstairs. Now the 1-1. Slice foul. 1-2 the count. I was thinking, I don't think I've ever specifically broadcast 3 games in one day. It felt like it back in 2013. A baseball doubleheader at Hobart Detter Field with Colby and the Blue Dragons. First game went 7 innings. The second game went 19 innings. I ran out of fresh stuff about the 16th inning of that game. 1-2 pitch. Change up, hit high in the air to left center field, but playable. Ashton Reynolds gets it in the gap, and the inning is over. So no runs, a hit, and 2 left on. And after a half inning, it is KCK nothing in the Blue Dragons coming up. Right-hander Megan Mason out of Belton, Missouri. She's a sophomore, gets the start in decisive game number 3 for the Blue Devils. Mason making just her 5th start, 18th appearance overall, 0-3. But she has an impressive 3.24 earned run average. She's worked 45 in the 3rd innings pitch, 57 hits allowed, 24 runs, 21 earned. She has struck out 25, but walked 21. So the Dragons need to exhibit some patience. They were limited to just 6 hits in game 2, and only 8 hits in game number 1. KCK had 13 hits in game 2, limited to 2 in game number 1. So Ashton Reynolds, who had a huge effect in game number 1. She went 1 for 4 in game number 2. And here we go. Curveball misses inside, ball 1. Reynolds up to date numbers, 405 average with 53 hits, 6 home runs, 35 RBIs. 433 on base percentage out of the leadoff spot. Now it's ball 2 to Reynolds. Reynolds has hit safely now in 4 straight. The pitch. That spinner stays high, and it's 3-0. Reynolds 3 for 7 in the series, including a double, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. The wind and the cripple. There's a curveball taken inside and a little bit low, ball 4. So a leadoff walk. Reynolds walks for just the 7th time this year. Dragons with just their 75th free pass taken. And now here's Izzy Godinez, hitless in the series. 0 for 6, and she takes strike 1. Godinez hitting .431 with 59 hits. That's a team high. 2 home runs, 20 RBIs, on base of .484. Reynolds at first. Pitch is popped up. Well, it's near the fence, maybe playable. And the first baseman, Michaela Hofford, can't make the catch right up against the fence. That will not be an error. She hit the fence just as she tried to catch it. But it's new life for Godinez with an 0-2 count. Neither team has tried to steal a base yet in the first 2 games. The pitch. Curveball stays high, and it's 1-2. That was a pretty close pitch. Luckily, Izzy's not that tall. Godinez standing just 5 feet tall. Here's a 1-2. Pitch misses low, and it's 2-2. Godinez's high school team, Hutchinson Salons, just defeated Newton 13-7 in game number 1 over on field 2 to our left. 2-2 pitch, popped up. And the third baseman, Catherine Stringer, makes the catch in foul territory, and there's 1 away. Now DJ Cannon, riding a 13-game winning streak is Cannon. Cannon 4 for 6 today in the first 2 games with a double. Cannon now hitting .443 with 47 hits. First pitch swing and is fouled out of play. Cannon was 2 for 3 in the game number 2. Now over that 13-game hitting streak, she is 21 for 44. Drops the bunt down, but it spins foul, and she's in an 0-2 hole. Here's the pitch. Changeup misses high, 1-2. Way back in the pregame show, which was at about 1:45 this afternoon, I asked Jamie Rose if they were going to look to manufacture more runs. They did in game number 1. Sprayed foul by Cannon, and it remains 1-2. They got the leadoff walk to Reynolds, and Godinez did not try to bunt her to second. Dragon team hitting .372 as a team. Line shot to the third baseman, snagged by Stringer on a lunge to her left, now 2 away. Cannon hit that well. Now a runner at first, 2 away for Tori Carruthers, the sophomore from Lampasas, Texas. Tori hitting .368 with 50 hits, 4 home runs, 32 RBIs. Carruthers 1 for 6 in the series, and she's first pitch swinging, and she fouls one just outside the Dragon dugout along first. Dragons have done a lot of first pitch swinging today. Really, other than that 5-run inning in game number 1. Dragons bats have been very quiet today. High fly ball, but it's going to go foul down the left field line. Now Carruthers in an 0-2 hole. Winner of this game gets Cowley on Saturday in Topeka at Hummer Sports Park. I hope I have to send a crew up there. 0-2 to Carruthers. Curveball spoiled, and it remains 0-2. Next pitch from Mason will be her 18th. Once again, the 0-2. Change up, swung on and missed out of the zone, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, one left. We've completed one in game 3, and there's no score. No score after one in game 3, the Blue Dragons and the Blue Devils. Candace Jennings, the shortstop, leads off the second inning against DJ Cannon. He gave up a 2-out single and a 2-out walk, but got the way through the first unscathed. The line in the pitch, just swing and a miss. Jennings has had a nice afternoon offensively. 3 for 5 with a couple of doubles, an RBI. Change up upstairs, 1-1. In the second game of this series, Candace Jennings was 2 for 3 with a double, an RBI. She also walked once and was very busy defensively with 7 infield assists. That's up the middle. Coming on is Reynolds, but it drops in for a hit. She got it off the end of the bat and just blooped into center field. Reynolds had no chance to get it. And now Amy Grace Wilson, the catcher. She played in game number 2. Wilson was 0 for 2 with a couple of sacrifices. Excuse me. The pitch. There's a strike. Hutch-Eyes softball going to their senior night ceremonies over to our left. So if you hear another PA guy, that's what's going on right now. There's the 0-1 from Cannon. Bunt popped up right to Cannon. They have a chance at a double play, but getting back in safely with a head-first dive is Jennings. So Wilson can't complete the sacrifice. A big first out for the second baseman, Samantha Sudak. Sudak is making her third start in the series at second base. She only played offensively in game 2, was 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Screwball in the outside corner, strike 1 from Cannon. Dragons are going to try to ride their ace to Topeka. Swing and a miss. Another great screwball. It bore right away from the bat of Sudak, and she's down in the count 0-2. Jennings at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Blowing away, 1-2. Some of the players starting to return. Another curveball play. Snap throw to first. Jennings back in safely. Ball got away from Molly Stevenson for a moment, but she chases it down. Defensively for the Dragons, it's Tori Carruthers in left, Ashton Reynolds in center, Hannah Danielson in right. The infield in a moment. 1-2 pitch. Struck her out swinging, and that's 2 away. 2 strikeouts for Cannon. She now has 176 strikeouts for the year. Runner first 2 away for the right fielder, Letitia Thomas. She had a nice game, number 2, with a couple of hits. 2 for 4. One sprayed foul and rattles the Dragon dugout a little bit. Thomas doubled, singled, scored 2, and drove in 1. Now 2 for 6 in the series. The line in the pitch, foul back, and it's 0-2. Just heard a name from over at the Hutch High senior ceremony, Madison Regier. I coached her as a 7-year-old. That's how old I've gotten to be. She's a senior now. Here's the 0-2 from Cannon to Thomas. Misses high, didn't chase the rise ball, and it's now a ball and 2 strikes to the Blue Devil right fielder. Cannon into the wind. Line drive to right field. It'll land in front of Danielson. Stopping at second is Jennings, and that was probably a wise play on Hannah's part. She tries to make a circus catch out there that may skip past her.
Left fielder number 20, Caden Stratton.
So good play by Danielson in right field to knock that ball down. Now it's first and second, 2 out for Kaylin Stratton, who grounded out to Izzy Godinez her first time. 3 hits now for KCK. Swing and a miss on that fastball. DJ just reared up and challenged Stratton. Wind still blowing out of these very slightly toward the right field corner. It's a fly ball, but it's going to hook foul out of play to the left. And now Cannon's a strike away from getting out of the inning. No score, top of the second, game number 3. The Dragons won the first game 6-1. KCK rebounded with an 8-1 win in game 2. The 0-2, fouled off again. Cannon in the first game threw 83 pitches. That hit her. And the bases are loaded, so some 2-out trouble for DJ. Bases loaded, 2 out for 2-hole hitter Hannah Bishop.
Center fielder number 1, Hannah Bishop.
Stratton, a little bit of discomfort. Now she gives the okay. So big moment in this one. Cannon hardly faced any trouble in the first game. Bases loaded, 2 away here in the second. Swing and a miss. Here's the pitch. Misses just a little bit low. And the count evens at 1-1. That was a pretty good looking pitch. Down low, 2-1. So DJ's gonna have to come flush to Bishop. She doesn't want a walker run in. 3-1. And curveball got away, and now DJ's got to come to her. It's one thing to get a base hit to drive in a run. It's another thing to walk or run in with the bases loaded. 3-1 pitch. Strike, full count. Came with the same pitch, a curveball. So now we're going to see, with a full count, bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3 right down the chute. DJ challenged and won it with Bishop, and the Blue Devils leave them loaded in the second. No runs, 2 hits and 3 left. To the bottom of the second we go. There's no score. Cameron Pope to lead off the bottom of the second inning as the Dragons dodge a huge bullet. KCK loaded the bases with 2 outs on DJ Cannon. And she gets a call third on Hannah Bishop. Now the Dragons need to get it going. It's Cameron Pope, Lexi Eisenbart, Shayla DeGarmo, 5, 6, and 7 here in the second against Megan Mason. Strike inside corner. Pope so far today, hitless, 0 for 5. She's walked once and struck out once. Hard hit ball into the hole, and it's past the glove of Candace Jennings for a base hit. So Pope gets her first hit of the series, the first hit of the game for the Dragons. And that'll bring up the catcher, Lexi Eisenbart. She has hit the ball well all afternoon. Eisenbart 2 for 6 with a double, a triple, 1 run scored. Even her outs have been loud. Curveball popped up. First pitch swinging. And the catcher, Amy Grace Wilson, makes the catch for the first out. Looking at Ben Whitson, I wonder if Lexi missed a signal. Just a disgusted look on his face. Right now the Dragons need to generate some offense. Shayla DeGarmo, the batter. She's also had a good afternoon. DeGarmo 2 for 5, a double, 2 runs scored. She pops up a bunt and Wilson will chase it down. There's 2 away. So the Dragons right now just not clicking offensively. Pope still at first now with 2 out, and right fielder Hannah Danielson. Danielson hitting an even 400 with 52 hits, a home run, 26 RBIs. Strike called. Danielson's hit safely in 10 of her last 11, including 4 in a row. That pitch spins in. Count evens at 1-1. Since that 5-run uprising in the 5th inning of game number 1, the Dragons have been extremely quiet offensively. High pop, foul territory, first base side, and it gets out of play. Again, Dragons 8 hits in the first game, 6 hits in the second game. Hard hit ball, right field, that's a base hit. Pope will head for third. The throw comes in the second, and it's a 2-out single by Danielson. Runners at the corners, 2 away. And Molly Stevenson, who's had some clutch hits this year, needs to come up with another one. 2 on, 2 out for Stevenson, who's looking for her first hit of the series. 0 for 5 with the run scored. She's been hit once. That came in game number 1. Strike at the knees from Mason. So each team having threats here in the second. KCK left them loaded. Dragons have them on first and third and 2 away. Pitch misses low, and it's 1-1 to Molly. Molly 4 home runs on the year, average at 261. 18 RBIs, a 426 on base, a 547 slugging percentage. The pitch. Changeup stays high. That is a highly rotating changeup when it comes out of Mason's hands. It's very inviting, and the Dragons, like Molly did there, need to lay off that pitch. It's not going to drop. It's intended to change the speed to get a swing and miss. 2-1 pitch, curveball, swung on and missed. We noted that game 2 pitcher, Shannon Green, really worked the Dragons over on the inside half. And that time, Mason did on Molly's way up on the plate to pitch. A little line drive back to Mason, and the Dragons are turned away in the second. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We've completed 2 in game number 3. Dragons nothing and the Devils nothing. Allen leads Cloud 5-2, top of the 6th in game 3 up in Concordia. Allen bids to be the first road team to win. Fort Scott is forced to game 3 at Highland. We've not seen a game 2 update from Labette. Labette and Independence, the Cardinals won the first game on a score of 6-5. Here, 0-0, top of the 3rd. And it's Allison Kasich to lead it off. 3 straight hits now for Kasich. She takes low ball 1. She was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts against Cannon in the first game. Hit into a double play to start the game in game 2 and has had 3 hits since. Cannon's one a ground ball, and that's back through the box and into center for a base hit. That's now 4 consecutive hits for Kasich, who brings her average back over 500 for the year.
First baseman number 30, Michaela Hoffert.
Kasich now 4 for 8. Excuse me, and it brings her average right at 500. And she now has 59 hits and 114 at bats, or 118 at bats, excuse me. There's Michaela Hoffert, the first baseman. Screwball outside, ball 1. DJ hasn't been quite as sharp. It was hard to top that game 1 performance. That was one of Cannon's better individual games of the year. Pitch misses low, 2-0. It was lack of command that got DJ in a bit of trouble in the second. She found it just in time. 2-0 pitch right through there. Taking all the way was Hoffert. It's 2-1. Weather forced the region to say everybody's playing all 3 games in one day. The pitch way outside, 3-1. The pitch. High ball 4, and the Devils have something cooking in the 3rd. Kasich singles, Hoffert walks, and that'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Catherine Stringer. Stringer flew out to center fielder Ashton Reynolds to end the 1st. 0-0 top of the 3rd, but KCK threatens. Pitch off the plate wide for a ball. Set in her 6th inning of game number 1, the DJ, as Lexi Eisenbart's going to go out and talk to Cannon to calm her down. We'll go through these mini stretches where she just doesn't locate and gets behind in the count, but then inexplicably, it's almost like turning the switch. She turns it right back on, and that switch needs to be turned on right now for the Dragons. 4 hits allowed, a couple of strikeouts for Cannon. That's a shot down the right field line, but it's hooking well foul. Cannon reaches the 50 pitch plateau, 3 batters into the 3rd inning. She threw 83 in game number 1. did not throw, did not even pick up a ball in game number 2. That game got out of control early from the Dragons. 2-0 pitch is hit to center field, but playable for Reynolds. She makes the catch literally in her tracks. Kasich stays put, and there's one away. Stringer 0 for 2, and that'll bring up the shortstop Candace Jennings, who singled her last time up. Jennings now 3 hits in the series. These teams split on April 8th. Foul out of play. Both teams thinking they should have swept. Dragons dropped the first game 8-5, won the second game 8-6. KCK beat Cannon on that April 8th day. That started what became the middle pitch. There's a shot to left field. Coming on is Carruthers. She makes the catch. Can't pull the trigger as Kasich was about a third of the way down the line, but a big second out. Now it's 2-on-2 out for the catcher, Amy Grace Wilson. Wilson popped up to Cannon in the first, a little soft pop-up. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball, nice stop by Eisenbart, that nearly got away from her. Season's going to end for one of these teams in this one. Swung through and missed, and DJ took something off of that one. And now 1-1 on Wilson. Screwball, a strike outside corner, 1-2. Cannon a strike away from getting out of it. Hutch coach Jamie Rose, KCK coach Casey Tillery, two of the veteran coaches, both with double figure service time. The pitch popped up and it's out of play. The winner is going to get to play some pretty decent weather this weekend up at Hummer Park in Topeka. Here's a 1-2. Foul off again to the right. Ball supply needs to be replenished. There have been a ton of foul balls hit out of play. One coming in a hurry. Ben Whitsitt will relay it through Molly Stevenson. Second one comes plateward toward Lexi Eisenmart. Now we've got the necessary equipment to move on. 1-2. Popped up. This will get out of play. Fans have not had great effort over on the right field, or the first base stands today. The Devils making DJ work in game 2. 1-2 pitch. Got her swinging and the inning is over. 4 strikeouts for Cannon. And KCK is left 2. They have stranded 7 through 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the third. Dragons nothing, Devils nothing. Only one run for the Blue Dragon offense in their last 10 offensive innings. Since that 5-run breakout in the 5th inning of game 1, where they opened that game in a 6-1 win. Hannah Danielson's RBI single in the 5th inning of game 2 is the only offense to show for this very productive offensive team, hitting .372 coming in. Top of the order to face Megan Mason here in the 3rd. Reynolds, Godinez, and Cannon. No runs, 4 hits for Kansas City. No runs, 2 hits for Hutchinson in this decisive 3rd game. Update from Concordia. Allen has broken it open, now leading 9-2 in the 6th over Cloud County in that game 3. Spinner misses high for Mason to Reynolds, who walked her first time up and was stranded. Dragons 28-15 overall. KCK 23-21. Pitch spins outside 2-0. The Dragons entered the tournament 5th overall seed in the region and placed him into District E. KCK the 10th seed. The pitch, strike at the letters, and it's 2-1. Changeup swung through and missed. That's just an inviting pitch that is tough to lay off. It's not got much velocity to it, but Mason's just dropping in there, and it's not meant to be a strike. That's the thing. High fly ball, left center field. Over to get it is Bishop, and there's one out here in the Dragon 3rd. Now is it Godinez. Izzy hasn't even tried to bunt for a single.
That's shortstop, number 20, Izzy Godinez.
Second baseman Samantha Sudak very deep. Line shot foul past 3rd. Right now the Dragons, to get the offense jump-started, just need somebody to do something. All the fly ball outs are getting nothing done at this moment. There's a shot to right field, but Letitia Thomas tracks to her right, and it's 2 away, another fly ball out. And is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fly ball outs of the 8 recorded by the Dragons. Here's DJ Cannon. She lined out to 3rd baseman. Catherine Stringer made a great play on it. Cannon bloops one down the left field line, but it drops foul. No score, bottom of the 3rd. The winner goes to Topeka to face the Jayhawk Conference champion Cowley Tigers. Pitch popped up, that changeup again. It's dropped down to the roof right above our heads, and it's 0-2 to DJ Cannon. So KCK's power pitcher, the Dragons have had the most success against today, Megan Samanja. The pitch. And jam shot, roller to 3rd. Stringer has it, and the Dragons go very quietly in the 3rd. We go to the 4th. There's no score in game 3. No score into the fourth of game 3. This Region 6 District E opening round series between the Blue Dragons and Blue Devils. Steve Carpenter with you here on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Sudak, Thomas, and Stratton, 8-9-1 to face DJ Cannon in the fourth. Cannon's allowed no runs, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. And the Devils have stranded 7 through their first 3 innings. She went through the 3 innings earlier with a minimum. Swing and a miss on a changeup. 0-1 to Sudak, who struck out her first time. The pitch, upstairs for a ball. Cannon into the wind. Got her swinging on that off-speed pitch, and it's 1-2. So DJ throwing a little more off-speed in this particular at bat. We'll see if that carries through. 1-2 pitch. Rise ball misses, and it's 2-2 to Sudak. The pitch. Got her swinging. Strikeout number 5, 1 away here in the Devil fourth. Now Letitia Thomas, who's become a hot hitter. 3 hits in her last 3 at bats, including a 2-out single in the second. Good speed at the bottom. Thomas came into the afternoon hitting .438 out of the 9 slot. Foul back. Cannon gets the sign from Lexi Eisenbart into the wind. Foul out of play again. Cannon now up to 67 pitches. Again, she threw 83 in her complete game performance earlier today. Her 17th complete game of the year. 0-2 pitch over the head of Thomas. I think that pitch just got away. No purpose intended. Couldn't say that about the Rangers and the Astros last night. Those two teams don't like each other to begin with, and the first meeting of the year had the benches clear. There's a well-hit ball to right center field. Thomas on the run. She tracks it down in right center field for out number 2. Ashton Reynolds. I think I said Thomas again, but Ashton Reynolds tracks it down in right center. Ashton becoming one of the best center fielders in the Jayhawk. 2 away for Kaylin Stratton. 0 for 1, and she was hit with a pitch. Hitting for the 3rd time in as many innings. Ground ball to Godinez at short. She fires on to first, and it's a 1-2-3 4th inning for DJ Cannon and the Blue Dragons. Halfway through in the decisive 3rd game, there's no score. Ashton Reynolds once again showing her defensive prowess. Tracking A ball destined for the right center field gap. She makes the catch for a 1-2-3 inning. Cannon's first, and now the Dragons get Tori Carruthers, Cameron Pope, and Lexi Eisenbart here in the fourth inning to face Megan Mason, who's allowed just 2 hits, struck out 1, walked 1. Again, I need to apologize once again to the Reynolds family. A former Blue Dragon, Ashton Thomas, just announced her engagement. Ashton and I were very close during her time here, so I'm happy for her. Ball 1 to Tori Carruthers. So if I keep saying Thomas, I apologize. Been around this college for a long time, and sometimes the names just pile up on top of another. There's a little line shot to right field. That's down for a hit. Leadoff single for Carruthers, her second of the series. And what was nice about that, it was an opposite field shot. I think it was more cued off the end of the bat as opposed to actually Tori taking a shot, but it works out in the Dragons' favor. And the potential go-ahead run at first base with Cameron Pope up. She drops a bunt down. It's a good one. Fielded by the third baseman. The throw to first on time. Now here comes Carruthers going to third. The throw goes down the line, and here comes Carruthers to score the first run of the game. Scoring on a throwing error by the second baseman, Samantha Sudak. Nobody covered third. Carruthers never stopped going around second, and the throw was well wide of the bag. And then Carruthers scores easily, and the Dragons break on top 1-0. So a 1-4 or a 5-4 sacrifice for Pope. Here's the pitch to Shayla DeGarmo, ball 1. Now the Dragon fans have come to life. Ball. Oh, it's Lexi Eisenbart, my apologies, thank you. There's a strike to Lexi. No RBI on that play, I was still getting the play in. Right now the run is unearned and a 1-1 count on Lexi Eisenbart, who's 0 for 1. Line in the pitch. That spinner drops in there. That slow spinning changeup. Now Eisenbart down in the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. That ball's well hit, and it's over the left fielder's head to the wall. Eisenbart will pull in at second base with a 1-out double. So finally some life to the Blue Dragon offense, who scores for the first time in 11 innings. And now the entire infield of the Blue Devils is going to get together. That run to Carruthers now becomes earned. And she would have scored on the double by Eisenbart. So the Dragons break on top 1-0.
Number 22, Shayla DeGarmo.
And that's the Dragons manufacturing a run. We talked about that earlier. Here's DeGarmo, 0 for 1. Casey Tillery comes out to the circle. And we'll see what transpires from this meeting. This is already the second meeting before the next pitch will be delivered. KCK has had 4 pitchers on their staff this year. The only pitcher we haven't seen is Cheyenne Owens. Meeting in the circle is over. Now it will be Mason against DeGarmo. Shayla tried to bunt and popped it up, caught by the catcher, Amy Grace Wilson. Runner at second, 1 out, 1 across in the inning. Here's the pitch. Bunt dropped down to the third base side. It's a good one. Fielded by the third baseman, and DeGarmo was safe with an infield single. She busted tail down the line and beat the throw. Good throw by Stringer. Good play all the way around, and DeGarmo just beat her there. Eisenbart goes to third. And now Casey Tillery is going to go ask the base umpire for a little bit of help. And she will be denied that request.
Go to right field,
Now Hannah Danielson, who singled her last time up. Chance for the Dragons to get a little breathing distance. Now 1-0 Hutchinson here in the bottom of the fourth, this decisive third game. The pitch to Danielson at plunked her and the bases are loaded. Good to hear the Dragon fans get back in it. And now it's going to be a bases loaded situation for Molly Stevenson, who has 2 grannies this year. Tori Carruthers with 2 grand slams, and we are going to get a pitching change. Shannon Green's going to come back in. She handcuffed the Dragons in game number 1, and we get a pitching change. We'll tell you about Shannon Green after this break. Shannon Green back in for Casey Tillery. She'll face Molly Stevenson with the bases loaded, 1 out, 1 already across the inning for Hutchinson, leading 1-0 in game 2. Topeka to face the first pitch. There's a little looper in the left field that drops for a hit. Eisenbart scores. Here comes DeGarmo. She scores, and it's 3-0 Hutchinson. An RBI single for Molly Stevens. She comes through in the clutch again against a drawn-in infield, no less. And that time, Molly made him pay. DeGarmo and Eisenbart both score. Danielson stops at second, and it's 3-0 Blue Dragons.
The center fielder, number 7, Ashton.
Now Ashton Reynolds. Strike call. Reynolds is 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch. There's a ball well hit to left field. It is over the left fielder's head. Here comes Danielson around third. The throw will not be made, and it's 4-0 Hutchinson on an Ashton Reynolds double. Stevenson goes first to third. Danielson scores, and the Dragons have a 4 spot going, still just 1 out, with runners at second and third.
The shortstop, number 20, Izzy Godinez.
So Izzy Godinez. She bunts one, misses for strike 1. The pitch. Well hit ball into the hole, knocked down by the shortstop. The throw not in time. And another run scores to make it 5-0. An infield single for Godinez. Staying put at second base is Reynolds. Scoring from third is Stevenson, and the Dragons have a 5 spot.
The pitcher, number 15, DJ Cannon.
Now DJ Cannon, the 9th batter of the inning. The pitch. There's a bunt drop down, fielded by Green. To throw to first is wide and up the line. Into scores Reynolds. Godinez is going to score, and it's 7-0. Snap throw to second. Cannon's back in, and the Dragons have broken this one open. Now the infield will get together again. That'll be an error on Green. No RBIs. Godinez and Reynolds both score, both runs unearned. But it's now a 7-run fourth inning. They've hit around, and Torrey Carruthers, who started this off with an opposite field single, and sometimes it just takes a little doink off the end of the bat to drop in to get the offense going, and that's exactly what has happened to the Dragons here in the fourth. So here's Torrey. Curveball outside, ball one. Now potentially for the Blue Devils, they can't allow that run at second to score, or they're going to have to at least score one run in the fifth. The pitch, outside, ball two. That ball's well hit to left center field. It's going to score. Here comes the throw. It's Carruthers is in safely. Double. It's an 8-run inning. This game has turned literally in the last 5 minutes. Carruthers plugs the gap. Cannon scores to make it 8-0, and we're going to get another pitching change. 2 hits for the inning for Carruthers. And we will tell you about the new KCK pitcher right after this. Cheyenne Owens comes in. The Dragons have broken nothing. An 8-run fourth inning. 10 have come to the plate. Cheyenne Owens is no record in a to left field for a 2-run single. That pitch misses, and it's 2-1. Aston round double. There's a ball foul out of play, and it's now 2-2 to Cameron Pope. DK for strikes. No Reynolds coming on and drops in for a hit. Playing deep was Reynolds. So it's 2 on, nobody out to start the fifth. And we will get a pinch runner at first. It'll be Natalie Cowan for the 3rd straight game, pinch running this time for Allison Kasich.
First baseman, number 30, Michaela Hoffert.
So now Michaela Hoffert, the first baseman. She's walked twice. Hoffert was 0 for 3 in game number 1 against DJ. The pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Swing and a miss. DJ takes something off of it, and it's 0-2. Now all 5 of the 6 fields here at Fun Valley being used at the moment. 0-2 pitch. Sprayed foul just outside of first. KCK stranded 7 runners in their first 3 at bats. They left the bases loaded in the second. The Dragons finally unloaded offensively with an 8 spot in the bottom of the 4th. The pitch. Lifted down the right field line, but nobody will get to it as it lands out of play. DJ in the wine, the 0-2 to Hoffert. Foul off again. Hutch won the first game 6-1. KCK forced the decisive game with an 8-1 win in game 2. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Lexi Eisenbart. On the 80th pitch from DJ Cannon. Her 163rd of the afternoon. She had about a 2-hour break in between. 1-2 pitch. Hofford wouldn't chase, and it's 2-2. The pitch. Called strike 3 right down the chute, a changeup. Hoffert knew it, and that's a big first out here in the 5th.
Third baseman number 8, Catherine Stringer.
6 strikeouts for DJ, 14 on the afternoon, and now the third baseman, Catherine Stringer, who's flown out twice. Time called. Dragons trying to get 2 outs before KCK can push a run across. And then they punch their ticket to Topeka. Foul out of play again. Cannon gets a sign from Lexi Eisenbart. The pitch. Ground ball to short. They will get the force at third for the only out. And that's 2 away. Bishop retired at third. Nice play by Izzy Godinez. Now it's second and third, or first and second, 2 away.
Shortstop number 10, Candace Jennings.
For the shortstop, Candace Jennings, 1 for 2, 3 hits in the series. KCK's down to their final out. DJ taking her time now into the wind. Downstairs, a screwball, ball 1 to Jennings. Tori Carruthers hustle. Started things for Hutchinson, now 2-0 to Jennings. A little opposite field single. And I still say, if you ask her, she wasn't trying to go the other way. Looked like a cute off the end of the bat, but it landed into shallow right field. And then her hustle on Cam Pope's bunt. KCK did not cover the bag at third, and Tori did not slow down coming around second. And then the throw from second baseman Samantha Sudak was well wide of the bag. Popped up, shallow right. In comes Danielson. Back goes DeGarmo. The ball drops. And a run will score, and we will continue on. Hannah probably should have called off DeGarmo. That'll be an error charge to DeGarmo. No RBI. So now if you're Hutchinson, you just limit the damage. An unearned run charge to Cannon. Now it's 8-1. We will at least hit in the bottom of the 5th. Ball 1 to Amy Grace Wilson, who's 0 for 2. The pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Godinez gets to it. On to first in time, and the inning is over. So they do limit the damage. 1 unearned run, 2 hits. There was an error. And 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Hutchinson 8, KCK 1. Bottom third of the order here in the bottom of the fifth as Hutchinson holds an 8-1 leading game 3 of this best-of-3 series. Shayla DeGarmo, Hannah Danielson, and Molly Stevenson to face Cheyenne Owens. Fourth pitcher used by KCK coach Casey Tillery. Shayla's 1 for 2. She was charged with a very hard luck error that extended the game.
Leading off the Blue Dragons, the second baseman, number 22, Shayla DeGarmo.
So DeGarmo takes ball 1. Dragons score 1 here. We would end it, but we get ahead of ourselves once again. The pitch. Popped up high left center field. Bishop and Stratton are there, and it's Hannah Bishop making the catch for the first out of the inning. Now Hannah Danielson, been on base twice, a single, hit by a pitch, and a run scored. Dragons 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 4 left on. Kansas City 1 run, 6 hits, 2 errors, 9 left on. Pitch down low for a ball. Just going back to that play by Tori Carruthers, nothing beats hustle and desire, and that's what we saw in that play. Ball 2 to Danielson. Hutchinson Community College President Carter File out enjoying the action. Two 2-0 pitch. And one's toward the gap left center field. Nobody's going to get to this one. It hits halfway up the wall. Danielson headed for second, and she's in safely with a one-out double. She's now hit safely in 11 of her last 12. And she didn't miss a home run by a whole heck of a lot. Hit it right about the 215 mark on the fence, and she went about 214.6. Now Jamie Rose comes down the line to pull her lineup card out. Molly Stevenson scheduled to hit. We don't know if we'll see a pinch hitter or a pinch runner. I'm guessing pinch runner, as Ben Witz and Molly Stevenson are both over there waving at whoever's ready to take the field. It's going to be Mackenzie Lee pinch running for Hannah Danielson.
First baseman, number 5, Molly Stevenson.
So now Molly Stevenson will be the batter. She hit the little 2-run single that just got over the head of shortstop Candace Jennings. That made it 3-0. And then everything just kind of caved in after that. Bunt down, it's a good one, fielded by the pitcher. Second baseman Samantha Sudek takes the throw. Now it's a runner at third, 2 away. Mackenzie Lee at third, and the center fielder Ashton Reynolds. Game-ending and series-ending run of just 60 feet away. It'll take a 2-out knock from Reynolds. That pitch is popped up toward the Dragon dugout and right off the roof. Three games in one day. I'm not sure I would endorse that very often. You do that in some tournament situations.
Nice place to visit. Don't want to stay there.
Here's the pitch outside for a ball. Dragons did play 3 games once this season down at the Cowtown Classic in late February in Fort Worth. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to short. Jennings has it to throw on. It's dropped in, and that's the ball game. It'll be an infield single and an RBI for Reynolds, and the Dragons are headed to Topeka.
And there you go, Nathan.
The Dragons win it 9-1 in game number 3. Not sure if that's a celebration or a sigh of relief. Hutch won the first game 6-1, lost the second game 8-1. And the Dragons win the final game by the score of 9-1 And they will now advance to the District E tournament in Topeka to take on Cali on Saturday morning. We will wrap it up right after this.
Was that it? Was that Reynolds?
Dragons are headed to Topeka, taking a 3-game series with Kansas City, winning game 1 6-1, losing the second game 8-1, and run-ruling KCK 9-1 in the third game. An 8-run fourth inning breaks it open. Here are the totals as we wrap up the home season here at Fun Valley. For the Blue Dragons, 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, 4 left on. For the Blue Devils, 1 run, 6 hits, 2 errors, 9 left on. The winning pitcher, DJ Cannon, she is 16-8. Megan Mason takes a loss. She was 0-4. And the game time, 1 hour and 20 minutes. This was 0-0 going into the bottom half of the fourth. Tori Carruthers hit an opposite field single. And then when she was sacrificed to second by Cameron Pope, KCK forgot to cover third. Tori busted toward third, and the throw from second baseman Samantha Sudak was to the left field side of the bag. She scored the go-ahead run, and the Dragons go on to score 8 runs in the inning and wind up winning it 9-1. So the Dragons now on to Topeka, back to 14 games over 500 at 29-15. The Blue Dragons will face Cali at 10 a.m., I believe. Let me check the schedule. The Dragons will play Cali at noon. No, I take that back. The Dragons will play Independence Labette Winter at noon on the south field at noon Saturday. So Nathan will get a little time to sleep in on Saturday morning before they get back to work. So the Dragons win it by the score of 9-1 in 3. DJ Cannon picks up a couple of wins on the afternoon to move to 16-8. So Hutchinson with the win. They head to Topeka, and that's going to do it. My thanks to my video staff, led by Brandon Sams, and also my photographer, Joel Powers. That's going to do it from Fun Valley. Exciting long afternoon. The Dragons win this best of 3 by the score of 9-1, and we will talk to you again on Saturday in Topeka. Until then, Steve Carpenter from Fun Valley. So long, everybody.